I'm Silven.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Izzy. Hi.
And we are here to bring you your weekly dose of us.
Yeah,
So-
as you guys can see, we have Alicia today because sadly today Mapal is not able to make it. She's getting her passport done and it's a little stressful. So, Alicia, thank you for helping us this week.
Thanks, Alicia, even though you're a lesser person than all of us.
Excuse
Oh
me.
my god. Then
Why aren't I on the thingy?
You are. Oh, you're not on the thingy. I forgot to upload the new thingy. Oh.
God damn it. Maybe
Sorry.
Do it. Do it now.
Okay, well, I told you something was going to go wrong.
Yes.
Before I fix the picture, since Alicia's not that important. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I want to explain to you guys why I was out last week. Although you probably got to explain to you. We had Gishwest stuff.
we had
Loads of
Gishwest stuff.
I was running around Saturday trying to get all of my crap done for Gishwest.
During Gishwest last Saturday, I was turning my whole freaking window into a giant stained glass painting of God's DL.
And it
So-
was amazing.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh
Thank
my
you
god.
guys.
You need to get some really nice pictures on like a really bright sunny day. And,
It was like the brightest it gets here. It was super sunny when I took the pictures. It won't get sunnier than that.
set up some lights then in your room. Like lots of just
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Oh, okay.
This is running well.
Yeah, everyone's been really, really stressed out this week. There's been a lot of personal problems with me, and Maple's had personal problems. I haven't really been able to get caught up on very much fandom stuff, but Silven has. So if I seem a little behind or a little sort of erratic and interrupty, it's just I've been really stressed out. I'm still kind of stressed out now. Hopefully I don't yell at anybody while we're on
Yeah.
here. So just bear with me. I'm hosting today too.
Shannon.
I've tried my best to.
Shannon. I
Yeah,
built
what?
a factory.
Oh my god.
Anyways, I've tried my best to catch up on the fandom stuff. I missed literally an entire solid week of it because of Gishwest, but I do hope I have managed to catch everything. But if you guys have some news that we failed to mention, please get those in our inbox and we shall talk about them. And the first thing I think we would all like to say, I mean, the three of us out of four on air right now, we're on our Gishwest team. And I just think we should say a collective thanks for all the support because we've gotten really, really nice messages about this, from people saying that they hope we win and, just wishing us really nice stuff. And also we would like to say thank you to all our helpers. If you guys don't mind, I would personally like to say thank you to my helpers. Even Ibres got an item done for me. Thank you so much. And also, Shinmaya, aka Fred, my Russian fandom friend, took pictures on me on several items. And can we just get a round of applause because she went to Red Square with me with a shit ton of cops over there and took pictures of me as I posed for a pro LGBT item. So
That's
can we just get a round of applause here? Yeah. And
I'm the only one clapping, but I'll clap. There you go.
I'm clapping, I'll clap.
and yes, I will make personally I will make a separate post just to thank everyone, even people who didn't manage to help me but tried to. Just thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I have to say that I have to say my thanks to the Gishwest team because literally, the last night, Saturday, right before Sunday, I had been working all night on my watermelon dress, which you can see. It's on my blog, and if not, we're going to try and show some of the stuff close to the end after we've talked through all of this. One of my items was I had to make a watermelon dress, and it was the last item that I did, and halfway through making the dress, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I had not been asleep yet. I cut my finger pretty deep, and it took the entire Gishwest team to convince me not to get blood everywhere, and to go to sleep. So yeah, the Gishwest team really kept me sane because I was taking it very, very seriously, and it's really nice to have that sort of support. So thank you, Gishwest team, for supporting me. If you guys are watching, I know some of you are. You better fucking be. Just saying.
We're really proud of you.
Yeah, so we away from the Gishwest stuff, we'll have more of that stuff at the end of the show if we have time.
Yep.
If not, then we're going to post everything on the blog so you can all go see if you want to.
Yeah.
Now we're going to move into some fandom news, which you guys can inform us of more fandom news through our Ask or through our Twitter or just through the chat. So if we've missed anything, then just tell us, okay? So we have. I found this out one night while it was over at Gishwest, and I was like, oh wait, what's going on? And it said that there is a new writer on the writing team who is gay, and that was really awesome. His name is Robert Behrens, and he tweeted, the best thing about being a gay writer is passing the Bechdel test. Is it the Bechdel or the Bechdel?
I think it's Bechdel, but I mean, I'm not sure. I think it's Bechdel.
It's Bechdel. It's Bechdel, I think.
It's passing the Bechdel test without trying. The worst is struggling through writing het male characters.
Can I just say, I haven't seen a single episode from this guy, and I love him already.
I'm
Guys-
excited for him to write an episode. I think it'll be really good.
Guys, can I just say that, like, there already was wank about this and their theories, guys. Getting a gay writer on the team gives us exactly one good thing, and that's knowing that we have a queer person on the writing team, so hopefully topics that we, as in queer people and people who generally care about the topics, care about, are going to be handled well. But that's also not guaranteed. We are not in any way guaranteed that, like, he'll write us explicit STL or anything like that. And neither is it guaranteed that he'll automatically be better at it than anyone else just because he's gay. Because, you know, there's been some ridiculous stuff. There's been wank over that he will, quote-unquote, make the show gayer, and it's just, guys, it's ridiculous.
What do you think, Izzy?
Yeah, but it is really joyful news that, you know, now we have one of ours. That's great.
What do you think about it, Izzy?
I think that it's a positive step, and however, we shouldn't automatically assume just because he's gay, which is obviously a positive achievement. However, we shouldn't assume just because he's gay that he's gonna, you know, gay stuff up. Because that's not going to happen. And I've heard that people have been, like, tweeting him and, like, asking him really odd questions about what he's going to be writing. But obviously, he doesn't know that yet because he hasn't written anything yet. So
it sort of bothers me that people think that people assume that just because he's gay, obviously the show is going to be so amazing and gayer. I'm like, oh, come on. It's just I wouldn't. We have no idea what his writing style is going to be like. We could really not like him. It just really depends on how he writes and how he writes our characters. Just because he's gay doesn't mean he's going to write. Doesn't mean he's going to write any better than any of the writers that we've had. I mean, I don't know if. Yeah. I mean, I'm really hoping that he can be as good as Edlund was, but still, that's putting a lot of stock on one person because I loved Edlund so much.
So also, guys, if before you say anything about writing gay better because you're gay, please remember Mark Gatiss' gay porn novels. aka the most unrealistic gay porn scenes you will ever read in your life written by a gay man. So, like,
terrible.
Just think of that.
It's sort of, for me, it's just people got really, really excited because ooh, gay, STL, brah! And I was just like, guys, you really got to think about this. Just to sit down and really think about the fact that he probably has no idea about any of the fandom stuff, because we have no idea how involved he was with the show before he joined the writing team. It's just, give him time, and if he's awesome, then he's good. I mean, I'm happy because we do have a gay person who is on the writing team, so maybe we can get some less of maybe that's a maybe. we'll get a little bit less of the offensive stuff, and if Destiel isn't going to be canon, maybe we won't get queer baiting so often. What some people call queer baiting. It really just depends. So yeah, that's my spiel. I may have not made any sense, and for that I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, in the next fandom news, we have spoilers that a character named Robin is going to appear in one of the episodes, and she is going to recognize Dean, so obviously she's from his past. I am not sure if it's like explicitly confirmed that she's an old flame. I don't think so, actually.
I'm not.
We just know that it's... Yeah, we just know that it's a person from Dean's past.
Well, and I feel like that people are saying just because she's a female character from Dean's past automatically means that like it's going to be an old flame of Dean's. Because I've seen a little bit of that around, but I've really sort of distanced myself from anything that can be wanky. So I get really bothered when people say, "Oh, she's a female character from Dean's past. She's obviously someone he slept with before." It's just, I don't know. I don't think we should limit all the female characters that Dean's probably met as women that he slept with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's kind of like demeaning to Dean. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Every woman that he knows he's had sex with, like that's... Come on.
I mean, yeah, we all know that Dean,
He likes the ladies, he enjoys sex, but doesn't mean like every woman he knows he's fucked.
Yeah, I mean, no. That would be fine. It just gets problematic when, you know...
Hold on, guys. I think I got a call from my dad from the hospital. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay. It just gets problematic when female characters get reduced to that role.
Hello?
You know, or if the tables get turned and Dean gets reduced to this role of kind of macho Casanova, where people don't see anything beyond that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's quite problematic. But I mean, aside from that, if we manage to like avoid that, it really doesn't matter whether she's an old flame or not. She's obviously going to be back for some reason that is, you know, probably plot related to that specific episode, and you know, that is why. And so, other than that, what the hell does it matter?
No, yeah, I'm pretty excited because, you know, pre-season stuff. I really, really like pre-season stuff. Like the start of season 1. All that stuff is really interesting to me. Yeah.
So, what did I miss? Because it was just my dad calling. My mom's getting out of the hospital today. So we've been really it's been a really sort of hectic day.
Oh.
So what did I miss?
You missed some talk about Robin and not much.
Yeah.
Can I just say something to Tiger Lily? Just because someone is wearing Daisy Dukes does not mean that she's going to automatically be a sex toy for a male character. If she is, you have every right to be disappointed, but we really honestly have no idea what kind of character Robin's going to be. And I think that it's kind of unfair to say that all female characters that are here, that are going to be introduced, are going to either be mothers or screw toys, because we honestly have no idea. Last season, we had female characters that were introduced that weren't screw toys for the characters, like Benny's. Was it Benny's great granddaughter or great something?
It's
like,
either granddaughter or great granddaughter. Oh gosh.
Like really, it's sort of. I feel like the writers were a lot better with female characters in season 8 than they were in the past. So I'm thinking that the writers are going to keep on getting better with female characters. The fact is, yes, the show has been pretty bad towards women, and that's just a given fact. But to assume that every single female character that's going to be introduced is either going to be a mother figure or a screw toy is just kind of annoying.
Yeah. And then again, Tiger Lily, I'm sorry, but trying to assume all that just from clothing is not quite right, because as a person who literally, like, look, I pose in my underwear on the internet every week. I would, without a doubt or any problem, walk outside in my underwear if I wouldn't get arrested for, like indecent exposure, that absolutely does not mean that, well, it's okay to think of me as a suitor or treat me like that. No matter how sexual of a person I am, it doesn't take away my integrity or my dignity. So let's not assume that about a character.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
Yeah.
okay, what'd you say? What'd you say, Izzy?
Oh no, I was just agreeing.
Oh, and like, I'm not saying that in season 8 women were treated spectacularly. There are some times when women weren't treated well, and that's just because it's really hard to break old habits. And I'm thinking that at least they're getting better. I'm not saying that it's great at how they treat some of them, but the show is getting better. And I think to constantly assume that the show is going to treat women terribly is sort of perpetuating the fact that it's sort of making it seem like they're always going to treat it, so they're thinking that everyone expects them to, so then why would they change? It's sort of just, if you don't try and at least have some hopes for the show, then you're just setting yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah, and also, can I say, just Abaddon, she killed like the entire men of letters back in the 1950s in a dress and high heels.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
I love Abaddon. We all know this, though.
Yeah, I love her too.
Yes, and Tiger Lily is asking if I would go to work in only underwear. Sweetie, I am an artist. Heck yeah, I would.
And it's...
I often paint or draw not wearing, like, anything, because I get really hot when I do it, so...
And it's different when you're going to a job where they generally do have dress codes that you have to follow.
Yeah.
But what we're talking about is people who choose to wear what they want and should be able to go out wearing what they want unless there are legitimate rules against them wearing, like dress codes at school, dress codes at a working place. It shouldn't matter when you are given the choice to decide what you wear. It shouldn't, in my opinion. You can have a totally different opinion, and that's okay, but what I'm saying is, it's kind of offensive to someone to think that just because, oh, they're wearing that, they're obviously going to be one thing or the other. Mm-hmm. So, are we ready to go to the supernatural experience, or is there or do you guys have any other fandom news that we've missed?
We have more fandom news, in fact.
It wasn't on the thing.
Yeah. Firstly, we got some spoilers about 903 that Cass is going to be living in sort of a community of homeless people. It's like a homeless center under a bridge, and there's also going to be a dilapidated school bus.
Yeah, I saw that. It made me really sad. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yes, angst. I love it. Ah.
Oh.
Homeless Cass makes me really sad. I'm like, oh baby, no. I want to give you a sandwich and a shower and shave you. Or a blanket.
Do you like angst? Are you enjoying the angst-orama so far?
I love
it.
Ah! Izzy, you love angst.
I was so happy, but at the same time, I just want to give him a juice box and
juice box. I can picture Cass sitting with a bunch of homeless people just drinking like a Capri Sun or something.
So I'm just laughing at the chat. DI whispers like, bus down by the river.
They should totally have Castiel at a bus stop waiting for the bus in the rain.
Oh.
No. Cass finds Dean next. Dean should ask, Cass what he's been up to. He's like, I've been living in a van down by the river!
I don't know why that's funny. Why is that supposed to be funny? Can someone explain why that's funny?
Oh, I have to find, the skit. 1 second, I'll see.
Oh, there's a skit? Okay.
Yeah, it's like the...
Okay, so we're going to have...
Shannon, it's a Chris Farley skit.
Oh, well, I barely know who Chris Farley is.
I'm just interested in you.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you later.
Can I just say that picture of Cass giving a coin to the little old lady? just literally just made me sob because it's such a Cass thing to do. You know, like now that he's an angel, he really can't. Now that he's not an angel anymore, he really can't like just heal people and automatically make things better for them. So he does what he can by giving money to a little homeless lady, even though he doesn't really have any money himself.
Yes, he's so nice and sweet.
I feel like if I were in Cass's situation, I saw the little old lady like not having anything, I wouldn't give her anything because I'm an awful person. So Cass is just. I feel like Cass is going to give people unrealistic expectations towards how people really are. And I'm just sitting there. I haven't seen any of these pictures. Do we have links to these pictures? Because I would really like to see them.
On the official CW Supernatural Tumblr, they should be there, but basically, yeah, we have a lot of new promo pictures. They're not promo pictures; they're pictures from the set, as far as I understand. But they look really bad as like promo pictures, pretty much. Yeah, and some of them do look like promo pictures. Anyway, we have a lot of new pictures this week, and a lot of them have Cass in them, and that makes us all happy. I think a lot because the CW really is pushing it I mean in a good way, with promoting Cass and Misha, which means that they do know, of course they know, that, well, Cass is a really damn popular character and we love Misha.
We love Misha, la 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 la. It's from anime I was watching before we came on. Anyways, I really has anyone else noticed how sort of mainstream Supernatural's been getting again?
As in,
like I've noticed more Supernatural merchandise in stores, and I've noticed more and now there are more people at like my school talking about Supernatural, and I basically see more of Supernatural around than I did a while ago, and I don't know if that's because I'm a fan or if that's just because it's getting bigger. Like they didn't used to sell Supernatural merchandise in the Hot Topic that I go to, but now they have like Supernatural T-shirts. And they didn't used to have Supernatural stuff at Hastings, where I shop now, but now they have Supernatural posters.
I think that's
Supernatural.
Yeah.
Need some.
Yeah, I think that's at least in part because season 8 pretty much fixed the ratings. Because the ratings after season 8 were like, I think it was around the same as season 5, which is like, it's really high. I couldn't remember the numbers right now, but basically season 8 totally fixed the whole rating hole that was season 7.
Oh gosh, season 7.
Yeah. I mean, I live in Britain, so obviously we don't get all the adverts straight away, but I've been seeing season 8 adverts all around, like in trains and on bus stops and stuff for season 8 because it's airing now in the UK. I've seen them advertised and I've never seen them before, like any year. So that's good.
And it makes me really, really sort of excited because generally with shows like Supernatural, shows that really dipped towards that really dipped in their later seasons, how they're just slowly coming into prominence again. It's really awesome that this show can do that because it hardly ever happens. So it's amazing to see, in my opinion. Like, guys in the chat, have you guys seen it? Any of it? Like, any more of it than usual? Because I really don't. Because I don't think it's just me and Izzy. I really don't. Or you guys can be really quiet too. That's cool.
Yeah, I can do
Oh, Denny in the chat.
Oh
Hi,
yeah,
Denny.
I forgot.
Everyone, Denny dressed up as a nun for our Gishwas team and went down a water slide. Dressed as a nun. It was really epic.
Okay. I think we should probably move on to Supernatural Experience.
Yep.
Do you want to start first, Silven, or should I start?
Yeah. Okay, I'll start. So, Izzy, when did you start watching Supernatural?
I started watching last year in the summertime because I would have been 9 years old when it started, so, you know. So, yeah, I was really bored last year, summertime, because I had absolutely nothing to do. And I was in the sort of I was in the Sherlock fandom. Okay, back then.
That's okay.
And yeah, I'm a bit embarrassed. But
I was too.
Okay, high five. But yeah, I saw people talking about it, and so I downloaded season 1 and started watching from there.
That's awesome.
That is awesome, and we do have a lot of people here who started last year, because me and I think Shannon also.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon, yeah, and Kaleb too, I think. Maple too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it came with a lot. Honestly, with me, it became. I started when I started watching it. It had just. See, I think it was like actually in the middle of season 7. So really, I started kind of watching it towards the middle of season 7, and then I stopped watching it because of what everyone was saying with season 7. But then I started watching it again after season 7 was over, and I just started, and it came on Netflix. That's basically everything, my whole story. Again, I'm sorry if I sound really rambly, guys. I'm just really tired.
Okay, it's okay.
I just want to say that's one thing I really like about Tumblr is it kind of introduces a lot of people to different shows and stuff. It was actually because of Tumblr that I watched Sherlock, because it was all over my dash before, and I was like, hey, this is looking neat, and I watched it. And, like, me and my roommate really liked the show. It's pretty great. And I think it was partially because of Supernatural too that I started to really get into it. It's like I was watching a little bit with like my other friend, but it was because of Tumblr, and I was like, oh yeah, this is like pretty great, and you kind of interact with people, and it gets you like really into the show. So, yeah. I don't know if you all agree with me or not, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on.
Alright.
When did you join the fandom? Like, did you join the fandom right around the time you started watching it, or did you not really consider yourself part of the fandom until later?
No, I tried to stay away from all the fandom stuff whilst I was watching it, and it was only afterwards I started to, go into the tags. I started following people, and I sort of wormed my way in around then. So yeah, about the time that I guess season 8 was about to start.
Yeah.
I would like to say that I think you joined the fandom at a relatively good time, because throughout a lot of season 8, people were really optimistic. I mean, there was a few episodes where the wank was crippling, but through a lot of it, I think the fandom was really happy. Like, at least you weren't part of. Like, I always say, at least I wasn't part of the. At least I wasn't a major part of the fandom back when like season 6 and 7 were like.
Oh no.
We're going, because I feel like if I would have been, then I would have gotten a lot, and I would have seen a lot of horrible crap. But then again, I don't really know, because I wasn't part of the fandom back then. So,
I'm glad I was not around for season 7, because a lot of what I see people talking about season 7 is just don't talk about it, just pretend it never happened, So I'm glad I wasn't in it then.
Yeah. So, did the fandom scare you at first?
Oh, I was terrified, because I saw people talking about, queer baiting, writers are so crap, we want this and this and this. However, I worked my way past all the sort of the more bad stuff, and I found the good stuff, like the fan fiction and the fan art, and people who really loved the show, people who wrote meta about the show. And so I was scared at first, but once I sort of found the place where I sort of fitted in, I felt a bit better about it, and yeah.
Yeah, like...
I think it feels like this.
Yeah, it's just, it takes a while. I think in every fandom, it takes a while for you to find the really good part of it, because the bad part can be so freaking loud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the bad part that everyone sees and hears about, and it's always the good part that tries to stay quiet, because mostly the good part of the fandom just hates conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why there isn't any in the good part of the fandom.
It's that vocal minority, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always stirring up trouble.
Yep.
Okay.
Shannon, next.
When did you start shipping Destiel?
Okay, I started shipping it, I think, whilst I was watching it. I really started getting into their relationship during season 4 when Cass was introduced, because I really, like, their dynamic was something we hadn't seen before in the show, and I found it really different, really intriguing, so I sort of latched onto it, and I sort of started looking at it a bit more in depth in my own mind, and yeah, so I guess sort of mid-season 4 I started getting a little, I started shipping it in season 4 when I was watching it last year.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. My mom just got home.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I want to read a question.
Yeah.
Well, what do you love most about the fandom?
I love the creativity of the fandom. Like we get one shot, one photo from the set, and then like in the next 20 minutes there's like 100 sort of fan fictions and fan arts and theories and meta, and I think it's a real sense of sort of a creative community, and yeah, I really like that about the fandom.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. For me, definitely, as Neven said, by the way, hi Neven, I give you a shout out earlier, and thank you again for helping me with Gishwas. Anyway, I think meta is, like, for me, probably my favorite part of it, because it's like, there's this stereotype that, TV is dumb, and meta is people getting legit academical with their stuff. Not necessarily like in the tone of it, because mine is like super laid back, but with like the intent of it and how deeply we try to explore stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that about the fandom too. Like, and then you have like the episode will just air, and then like that night people are just kind of like discussing it and like dissecting it and pulling apart and like kind of
while it's airing,
about, like, scenes and stuff. I really like that when people get really, really into it. It's kind of neat, Yeah. And just, yeah, that's cool. It intrigues me.
Yeah, it's great, I think. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay. If you could pick 3 favorite episodes, what would they be?
Oh god. My first one would be The Man Who Would Be King. Then second would be The End. And third would be Swan Song.
Oh, you love angst, don't you?
I do. I love it. I swim in it daily.
I love Swan Song. It's such a good episode.
Like, I'm with you there. I love angst too, Izzy. Like, I think one of my favorite episodes in season 8 was probably the angstiest one that caused like a lot of the wank, and that was Torn and Frayed.
Oh, I love that one.
Izzy, if you could write your own episode, what would you like to see?
Okay. I think I would. Well, let me think about this for a second. I would very much like a body swap episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to see how sort of Team Free Will interact in each other's bodies and how they sort of work their way around it and how things would change or what they do and how they deal with it and stuff. Yeah.
Did you happen to see the video of Osric dressed up as Castiel?
I did, yeah. I did.
After I saw that, I was like, there's a body swap episode. I want Osric to play Castiel. That'd be funny.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I get really excited. I'd want Dean and Cass to switch bodies.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
I don't know who I'd want Sam to switch with.
Charlie.
I think it would be fun if it was like everyone kind of, instead of it was like 2 people switching, if it was like everyone kind of like got mixed up and it was like really confusing, because that would just be funny. everyone's trying to figure out who's who, and yeah.
Like, I could just imagine Jensen having to play Cass, and it'd be hilarious. And just, I'd want to see Cass just sort of look in Dean's body and then be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and I think the best thing about talking, like, what kind of plausible episodes we'd like to see is that at this point, okay, there are certain things that are implausible, but, like, they have just, come on. We have a Looney Tunes episode, a Western episode, we're gonna have an episode where Dean talks to animals, like, oh my god. At some point, they're gonna have to try everything. And I hope they try everything and do it well, because it's fun.
I really hope that during the Dean Talking to Animals episode that he narrates the beginning like Eliza Thornberry did. Like, yes. Hi, my name's Dean Winchester.
Now I'm just imagining that, and that's really funny.
And DA whispers, conveniently reminding us that Misha's gonna be directing, and we don't know what that episode is gonna be yet, but just...
Watch everyone expect Misha's episode to be all hilarious, but then he ends up directing one of the most gut-wrenching,
it's gonna be horrible,
depressing episodes we've ever seen in our lives. Like, I feel like that's going to happen. That is my headcanon for Misha in directing. He's going to make everyone think that it's going to be hilarious and amazing, but it's going to be the angstiest, most gut-wrenching, horrifying episode we've ever seen in our lives.
I hope that's what happens.
Me too, Izzy. Me too.
And I hope he somehow... Well, I mean, okay, I'm always expecting Misha to somehow really cleverly troll us, but I think he's capable of that.
Honestly, I feel like Misha should just direct one episode per season. It should always be an early episode, and in that episode, there should be tiny little clues as to what the entire season's going to lead up to. My mother's in the room.
Hello, everyone. I'm out of the hospital.
Oh my god. I love your mom. Hi.
My friend Alicia says she loves you.
Thank you for helping us with
all of y'all too.
Okay. So, yeah, my mom's out of the hospital, and she's just walking around everywhere. She's been in there for a week, so...
Aww.
She's really missed the house, so now she's just roaming around and creeping inside people's bedrooms.
Aww. So yeah, anyways, do you have a favorite writer?
Okay, I'm gonna go, well, my favorite writer would probably be Ben Edlund, but, he's pretty great.
I feel like that's the collective fandom's just agreement that the best writer on the show is Ben Edlund.
But Robbie Thompson is a close second right now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I know Edlund's going to be gone in season 9, but I think we've got a lot of great writers on the show now. Yeah. Like, we've got Robbie and Adam, and I'm really happy that they're going to be on there, because I know that they're going to be. I have a lot of faith that they're going to be able to write some really good episodes.
Yeah, and guys, why is everyone forgetting about Carver? I mean,
and Carver.
Oh yeah.
That man. Like, seriously. We may not have Edlund, and he does bring something special to the table, but we have an amazing team.
We do.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people say, well, then there's the other writers, and I'm just like, well, guys, every team has, this sort of, has the ones that aren't as strong as the others, but the point is, it's just going to happen. There's never going to be a show that has a perfect writing team.
Mm-hmm.
If that show ever could exist, it would be amazing. But I don't think, because no one's perfect. Someone's always going to write something that someone else doesn't like. So yeah, that's why I'm always sort of that's why I never sort of hate against anyone in the writing team, because we have no idea how they could be. Like, we don't know if Robbie Thompson's going to constantly make amazing episodes. It's It really just depends. So yeah, sorry, that was rambling again.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Yeah. So, ask the next question, Shannon. You should.
Okay, if the okay, I almost asked the wrong question. Tell us who your favorite supporting characters are.
Okay. My favourite supporting character would have to be Charlie.
Highly.
Yeah, I like Jodie as well a lot. And I like Abaddon. Those would be my top 3 supporting, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I really loved, I really hope that they put that Abaddon next season is going to be as badass as she was this season. I hope they can find an actress who can play Abaddon, as well as the actress who played Abaddon in season 8 played her.
But, hasn't her actress been seen on set?
Has she?
She has, yeah. And they did say that it's a possibility that they may use the same actress again. They didn't say anything for sure, but they said that, they were kind of contemplating.
Oh, maybe it's gonna happen. That, remember, did I say it last time I was on? I was hoping the same actress would be back, but her vessel would be all burned and stuff, and it would be, really freaking cool. You know what I mean? Have, a big burn, mark across her face or something. Maybe they'll do that. That'll be really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. She was awesome.
I think it add to the more horrifyingness of her character if they did that.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool if they did that and she still managed to just. I'm trying to think of my words. I'm going to just never mind. Everyone else continue. I can't talk right now.
Okay.
Izzy, can you say awesome again?
What?
Awesome?
That's so cute. I'm sorry, I love the London accent. It's really adorable. We have a really nice, selection of accents today, by the way, because we have a Southerner, we have a Canadian, we have a Londoner, and we have me.
A Moscow Russian accent. That's great.
Yeah. No, my accent is not really, it's hardly ever recognized as Russian.
Oh, really?
People who don't know where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird at this point, not really Russian to me anymore.
It's funny because whenever when you watch shows or whatever and they have the Russian villain, whenever I hear them, I'm like, that sounds so not right, because I always think of your accent. I'm like, this isn't Silven at all.
I am really not an example of Russian accent because I have been around too many American people and I have spoken English for too many years, so yeah.
I think you have a wonderful accent.
Thank you! Oh my god. Anyways, Izzy, if you were a monster of the week, what would you be?
I would like to be a witch, because it seems they can do absolutely anything, to be honest. Because when you see, in fan fiction or just the show in general, they seem to be be able to do anything. That would be nice.
I think one of my favorite episodes to ever include a witch in Supernatural was that season 7 episode, where it was those two witches fighting over each other. It was Spike and Cordelia from Buffy, and they were both playing witches that were arguing. I think they were getting a divorce and they were constantly fighting over things.
Oh yeah.
And then they had this really awesome, hilarious final battle where they melted someone's face off and destroyed a house, and then a Leviathan comes, and the person who's played by James Marsters, thank you, Tiger Lily, he was able to freeze it. I just feel like it was a sort of hilarious look into witches, and I really love those two actors. Mm-hmm. So it was nice to see those two being on a Supernatural show together, playing just these two spiteful, angry witches. That was one of my favorite episodes that included witches.
It's funny if they ran into them again. It would be hard to run into an episode, but I just love the characters, so it'd just be really funny if they showed up just one more time. Mm-hmm. Oh no, I know what happened last time you're around. We gotta skip down.
Oh gosh, and we're out of questions in the agenda, but there's one question that's not there, but I really want to ask. If you couldn't do one character death, who would it be?
You know what? I'm going to go big and say Mary.
I thought you were going to say Adam.
No.
Wait.
But
Okay.
if Mary wasn't dead, would the show still really work the same way?
I don't think it would be sort of compatible with the sort of canon stuff that's going on right now, but I think it would be interesting if, like, she came back for one episode and got to see her sons and how they were right now, and, you know, because she forgot everything that Dean said to her when he went back in time, so if he could, like, retell her all that stuff, then she'd know.
Honestly,
I think
Show could be really cool, like on like a different, like in a parallel universe or something. Like if Mary hadn't died, like what the show would be like, because like the Winchester family were men of letters and the Campbells were hunters, and it seems like they were always like that, and that always happens. So like what would have happened like if the families had gotten dragged back into that lifestyle? Like I feel like the boys would always be hunters somehow.
Yeah, I honestly, I already have sort of a thought on how it would be. It would happen, to me, it would probably happen much later, because really, I feel like Mary, she would have probably later in life, she would have noticed things that were going on with Sam and Dean. Like maybe she would have noticed creatures being sort of attracted to them just because maybe there's a bounty put on their head for monsters or demons who are looking for them because they are vessels for Lucifer and Michael. So I feel like she would have been doing all these things and trying to keep them safe in secret. And like John never notices and Sam and Dean never notice. But then when we get sort of, maybe when they're in their 20s and sort of that time when they're going off on their own,
They're going to like college.
yeah, like they're going to college or whatever they decide, whatever they would do, they would get attacked or something by demons or angels because it could be close to the apocalypse. And then you've got all of these, and then they go and they go home because they're really freaking out, and then Mary has to tell them, and then she has to teach them how to fight these things, and then they all become hunters. And it's like the Winchester family of hunters. And then, like in later seasons, she'll get killed by something.
That's really cool. Like, if there's a fic like that, I want to read that. That'd be really neat.
Ooh, that could be Mapal's, like, side project. I could ask her. We could bring that up to her. Bring up the plot.
Yeah. That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's sort of like, I'm sort of in the boat that Sam and Dean were always meant to be hunters. So I feel like even if Mary did survive, the entire Winchester family then would have been thrown into the hunting life, just because their destinies are too intertwined with the supernatural to not include supernaturalness at all.
Yeah, although I gotta say, I do like the original setup of the show better still, because it's super duper angsty, but it's also kind of a rude awakening type thing. Because, you know, you start watching it and then all that terrible stuff just goes bam, bam, bam in the first episode, and you're like, oh my god, and that kind of really drags you in.
If I could bring back a supportive character, if I could bring back any dead character, I would want to bring Henry back to life. I would have wanted Henry to like stay, but there would be something that kept him from traveling back in time, so he sort of becomes Sam and Dean's, or just Sam's tutor in how the Men of Letters life works. Because I feel like it would have been awesome if we could have gotten someone who was in the Men of Letters that could sort of tell them how everything within the Men of Letters works, and to sort of be a figure to Sam so much, because, you know, Sam I feel like Dean and Bobby always sort of had more of that connection with one another, and then I feel like Sam could have had that connection with someone too, you know? That's how I always pictured it. But I could be completely and totally wrong, and you guys could get mad at me for saying that, but yeah.
No, that's okay. I can't say that I think that Dean and Bobby had a much deeper connection than Sam and Bobby. It's just that Dean is more like Bobby. and you could always see that. But I do think that Sam was as much, as much of a father. No, wait, that Bobby was as much of a father to Sam as he was to Dean.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that. I just mean like it's sort of there was sort of that understanding with Dean and Bobby more. Like they understood each other more.
Yeah,
And that's what
it's like an archetype to follow because Bobby continued on with the hunting life till he died, and Dean is kind of planning to do the same. While for Sam, it's a bit of a different way, and Henry could have been like kind of an archetypical figure for him to follow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because like because from what we saw in the Men of Letters, these are all normal men. Like they all had families and all of that, so it's sort of just like it would be awesome if Henry could show Sam that after all of this thing with the angels and demons were done, that he could live that normal life and still have sort of that knowledge of the supernatural. Like that's what the Men of Letters was. That's how I always saw it.
Like, Izzy, what do you think about that?
No, yeah, I like the idea that they could have become that, but I'm not sure that Dean would have sort of fitted in the Men of Letters community the same way that Sam would have. Mm-hmm. I think there would have always been that sort of thing in him that wanted to sort of go out and kill stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it would sort of be a switch. Like, Dean and Bobby and Sam, like, Sam, in my opinion, Sam doesn't really fit in with the hunting life right now, and it was always in that, it always felt like that to me with Sam. Like, Sam's a great hunter, but everyone knows that Dean is, like, the best hunter that's come around in a long time.
Yeah.
So I feel like it add a lot more to me. It add a lot more to Sam and Dean, how they would interact with each other, because you'd see Sam, he'd constantly be striving to do more of the Men of Letters stuff with Henry teaching him, and Dean would just sort of, I guess to me it would help Dean with his independence more if Henry would have been alive and he would have been training Sam more, because Sam would have been working a lot more with the Men of Letters stuff. He would have been sort of away from Sam much. He would have been away from Dean much more, and that would have allowed Dean to sort of branch off and really get into his hunter role without having to worry about Sam doing something or what's wrong with Sam and all that. So I feel like if Henry would have died, it would have allowed a lot more independence with Dean and the brothers as a whole.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something that I've actively thought about for like the longest time, ever since Henry died. I was like, oh, well, we could have done all of this, but no. So yeah, that's my really long explanation about that. So I'm going to let Silven take over the fan work section.
Oh, that's okay.
And then there's just me kind of in the corner, sucking on my
So now we go to the fan work section. And Izzy, when did you start drawing fan art?
I started drawing fan art about the beginning of this year, so not really that long ago, because I got my first tablet at Christmas. So
awesome.
Yeah. So I'm still improving and I'm still getting better and stuff, but yeah.
No, everyone is always improving as long as we keep drawing.
Yeah. I mean, I've drawn for since I was a kid, so I didn't just start drawing now, but I've just started drawing digitally, and it's good.
Yeah, it's awesome. I kind of slightly envy people who manage to who managed to work a tablet, because I can't do it for the life of me. Anyways, yeah, Alicia, you should ask the next one.
Okay. When did you start writing?
In terms of fan fiction or just in general?
Just, I guess, interpret it as you will.
I say both.
Okay, I started writing in general, I guess, when I was really young. I used to write a lot of stories about dragons, because I was obsessed with dragons when I was a kid. But yeah, I started writing in general when I was really little, but I started writing fan fiction when I was in the Merlin fandom, which was my first fandom, around a year and a half ago, I guess. And yeah.
Cool. When you were younger and you wrote stories, like what? I'm just kind of curious about this. Like, what did you kind of write about? Like, what was it like?
I used to read a lot of like fantasy stories, like Inkheart and stuff like that. And I used to read a series of unfortunate events when I was a kid a lot. So I used to write sort of fantasy stuff with like magic and witches and wizards and dragons and stuff like that. Yeah.
When I was like in grade 6, I played Dungeons and Dragons a lot, so that really influenced what I wrote about. So it's just kind of neat to ask people like what influenced their writing. Yeah.
Silven? So who is your favorite character to write as?
My favourite character to write as at the moment would be Cass. I really he's a really hard character to write for, but it's really interesting because it's a lot. You can go really out there with how you write him in a different way than you can go with Sam or Dean, because there's so much we don't know about Cass. And there's so much you can sort of build upon.
Yeah. But also I feel like Cass is a really hard character to write as because, different writers on the show have taken very different approaches to him, so sometimes it's really hard to kind of, have like a uniform characterization of him and tell what's in character and what's out of character. Like, does that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of something to say. I don't have a comment. Well, just so is there anything you really want to draw but you haven't had the confidence to draw yet?
Yes. Well, I'd like to eventually, because I draw a lot with I rely a lot on line art and stuff, and I'd like to sort of get out of that habit, and I'd like to do more sort of painting style drawings rather than sort of flat drawings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's for me personally. I do love like line art because I work quite a bit with pen and ink, especially lately. But like painting is like, personally for me as an artist, one of the most pleasurable things to get into, especially when you like the subject, because you can really work the colors in.
I'm really terrible at painting. Whenever I try, it's just, for me, it's just one of the hardest things I can ever do. Just because I'm terrible, I really need to have sort of control as to what's going where. And sometimes when I'm doing brush strokes or something, I always sort of I mess up because it's so different from using a pencil or a pen or using your mouse. To me, painting is just one of the hardest things. I have a lot of respect for people who can do painting. Like, whenever
advice, like, oh my god, you're sitting next to an art major like 24/7 and you've never asked me for painting advice.
It's because I don't do it that often anymore because I was so bad at it. So I mainly just stick to drawing and like pastels, like chalk pastels and all that. That's what I try to stick to. And clay. I can do some bitchin' clay sculptures, let me tell you. I might make a Castiel sculpture at some point, but I don't know. Anyways.
Save that intention for next Gishwas when you're gonna have to make him out of Swedish fish or something.
No, okay, can we not make inferences about what next year's Gishwas is gonna be? Because we talked about a freaking watermelon suit, and then suddenly, boom, watermelon suit, so we're not gonna do that.
It's like whenever we discuss things for Gishwas, it seems like it comes true.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like Silven. It's like when I requested the homoerotic Destiel face touching last November.
Yes.
For season 8, and it happened.
Yeah, and like I don't think we've ever told this on air, but basically, guys, on the weekend when Gishwa started on Sunday, that Saturday, in the PR chat, I posted a picture of a child wearing watermelon attire and said, "What if this is an item?" And Shannon said, "Oh, that I'm gonna do."
Yeah.
Next day, the item list gets released. I see that item, and I pretty much just like scream, "Shannon!" And he really had to do it. You were great, baby. We're so proud of you. Like, seriously.
Okay, we're neglecting our guest.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right. Can I do the next question?
Yeah, do it.
Do you have any favorite artists, writers, or pieces you'd like to recommend?
I think the artist I most admire at the moment would be Thimblings.
Mm-hmm.
She does brilliant art. It's like, it's so different, and it's really free, and it's really, yeah, I really like it. And in terms of fan fiction, I'm gonna go really generic and say Redemption Road.
Ah!
Oh my god.
That is my favorite. It
It
is the best.
Izzy, have you read Point Pleasant?
I have. Oh my god.
I love that one. It's out of book now, isn't it?
Guys!
What?
It is going to be released as a book, and I am reading it as a PDF right now, and it as a book is so amazing.
I have the PDF on my computer. I love it.
Okay, for those of you who don't know about... Hey, Izzy, can I talk about Point Pleasant real quick? Like, are you going to be okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So for all of those who don't know, we did a show a few months back where we talked about the fanfiction Point Pleasant, written by Chain to a Comet, and the author is turning it into a book. And the book there were tons of delays because it was supposed to come out, I think, in July or June, or at the last week of June. Yeah, I think it was the last week of June, but there were so many delays through the illustrations that they couldn't get it. But now the author, she's finally able to get it, and she's releasing it as a PDF at first, so we can all read it. And then what you're supposed to do is you read it, and then you go on websites like Amazon and Goodreads, and you write an honest critique of it. Because, if it gets a certain amount of critiques, the website will advertise it more, and it'll get more press, and then it'll sell more. So, so that's what's been going on, and that's why I got really, really excited when Point Pleasant was mentioned, because I'm currently reading it right now, and I love it so much. So yeah, I'm going to stop now, but y'all got to hear me die for a second, so there you go.
Can I quickly recommend another fic that I've recently been reading?
We have a lot of time, seriously, Rec, like everything.
We have a lot of time.
Okay, it's a work in progress, and I think it's been thrown around Tumblr a lot lately, but it's called Pie Without Plot.
Oh, I've heard of it,
I think Jen was talking about that.
Yes, Quinn Jenster was definitely talking about this earlier today.
If you're looking for some fluff to read that'll just make you sort of clutch your face and roll around on the floor for ages, that is what you have to read. Like, it's amazing. It's really cute, but at the same time it has a plot, but it doesn't. It's not aimless, but it's still very, very good. So you should all go read that. It's called Pie Without Plot.
Someone
Is it on AO3? Is it like PWP, Pie Without Plot? Without Plot? Okay. Yeah, it's like the chapter 1 is like... Okay, guys, this should show you how amazing this fic is. It begins with Dean's pants don't fit.
Yeah.
So
that was when I knew I was in love.
We are going to be posting all of her recs onto the blog. I'll try and get Kaleb to do it, but he probably won't because he's hanging out with his real life friends, so I'm probably going to end up being the one to have to do it. But yeah, so do you have anything else you want to rec? Because we have about an hour left, and...
Yeah, this kind of went down real quick.
Yeah, this went through fast.
I don't at the minute have any more recommendations. However, can I talk about the long fanfiction AU that I'm currently writing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the next question, if you would like to recommend any of your own works. So by all means, please talk about that.
Well, before I talk about the long fic, I'm going to say I do have an Area 3 account, and I usually write short ficlets, like episode-based or spoiler-based, stuff like that. So, yeah. But the long fiction I'm working on right now is going to be called The Styx Verse. I'm co-writing it with my friend Sarah. She's also on Tumblr. It's based around, it's very mythology-based. It's about Cass as a tree god.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's
different.
very heavily based on Greek mythology. There's going to be dryads, water nymphs. There's going to be a lot of sort of mythological creatures in it. The basis of it is Sam and Dean are a lot younger. Dean's 25 and Sam is 21 in this fic. And they're not hunters. They're just normal people. Their dad's just died, and what's happened is they're going to renovate his cabin in a forest. It's set in Minnesota, in a forest, which tree god, and they encounter Cass somehow. I'm not going to spoil so much, but yeah, they encounter Cass, and they obviously they know nothing about creatures, they know nothing about the supernatural, so they meet him and they're baffled and they don't know what's going on, and they're like, why is trees talking to us, sort of thing. And yeah, there's a lot of characters in it. We've got all the angels in it, but they're not angels. All the angels, we're sort of making them tree gods instead, and they've all got their own forests. Like, we've got Naomi, we've got Hester, we've got Rachel, we've got Ananias, we've got Samandriel. We've got a load of these characters. There's also a lot of side characters that live in the town. We've got Ellen and Joe, we've got Benny, Bobby, all of those characters. And yeah, that's what I'm working on currently. It's going to be quite fleshed out. We're making character profiles at the minute. I'm drawing for them, and my friend Sarah, she's writing the character profiles, and those should be up by, I'm going to say, mid-October.
Oh, it's gonna be so.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting. Just because you never hear anything like that.
I'm really intrigued. There'll be something for me to look forward to when I'm in
nice.
college.
Like, I love it when things are centered. Like, I love mythological things when they have when they have mythology, and when it's especially Greek mythology. Greek mythology is probably one of my favorites. So that's gonna be. I'm gonna probably love the hell out of your pick.
Yeah, same here, possibly. This just reminds me of all the 2 times we have had Greek people here, and them talking about what they did to Greek mythology on Supernatural.
Ooh, since we have like an hour left, I could start showing the Gishwest stuff. Would anyone be against that?
Because we have, there was an item on Gishwest which was to document the journey of your team through video, and it's like 2 minutes long, literally, and we would really like to show that if you guys don't mind.
I cry every time I see it.
Oh god, yeah, it's
makes
really
me cry a little bit.
It's super emotional. And other than that, we can totally just also discuss more supernatural stuff, because I think there's a lot of questions.
And yeah, guys, we still got about an hour, so if you guys want to start filling up our Ask Box and stuff with questions, we'll take it.
And you can tweet me stuff too if you want. At Lady Skylar.
Don't listen to Alicia. She's not important.
No. Send me funny things. We'll talk about it.
Okay, I'm currently bringing... I have no idea if you guys are going to be able to hear it with my headphones on, so just tell me if you can hear it or not.
Hello, my name's Jem.
I am Shannon Smith.
Hello. Hiya. Hi. Hi. I'm a mouse.
Hi. I used to have hair. It's gone.
I'm doing number 75 of Gishwiz, You Are What You Eat. We've got a whole load of shit, including popcorn.
So, I'm about to head uptown to go to my old high school to go into the NRT office and borrow some taxidermied squirrels.
Yesterday was Tuesday, but today is Tuesday too!
The official Church of Christianity now accepts your donations in the form of your immortal souls. Christianity.
As you can see, I'm having some difficulties. These are really heavy.
Really embarrassing.
No offense, but I never want to see Kale in my life again.
So speaking of Gishwes, you know, everyone good luck because it finishes tomorrow, and we hope you aren't too fried on that.
I've enjoyed that the whole Gishwish thing and tracking it, watching people. It's fantastic. I think what he does is it's super cool.
It is, and I have to admit, it's my first year doing it, and it's been one of the most stressful, but one of the most fun experiences of my life.
So that was our Gishwest video.
Yeah.
I think it's still going in the chat.
Yeah.
Jesus, there's such a lag in the chat.
I love the video.
Yes, guys, yes,
You know-
that is me dancing in a teabag swimsuit. Before you ask,
But
that is what you saw.
Okay, so to a lot of you who may have questions, you've probably seen the item list by now. I've told you guys about my watermelon dress. So yeah, that's what we had to do. I had to go to the store on a Saturday afternoon, and I had to buy, I think, 9 or 10 watermelons. And then I went home that night, and I hollowed out every single one.
So much watermelon.
I had bowls, like, they were like the size of milk jugs. I had like at least 5 of those bowls filled with watermelon. And you know what really pissed me off?
What?
Some of the watermelon had gone bad, and that's why they were so cheap at the stupid store. It's because they were selling me crappy watermelon. I almost went and complained, but then I realized it didn't really matter because I wasn't eating any of them.
Yeah, but yeah, just totally, guys. If you're thinking, if anyone around here hasn't done Gishwes and you're thinking about doing it, I will be honest, it's kind of a tough ride. I mean, it depends on how people do it, but generally, just like 3 of the 4 people here right now have done this, and it's stress, okay? But on the other hand, it's completely amazing, and it's just,
It's crazy. My favorite bit was the fact that I was able to actually track down someone in my town that owned live ducks, and and we have like an old movie theater in my town. It's attached to the Native Friendship Center, and I have friends that work there. And so like I got their permission to like sneak the ducks in and get a picture of them on the seat. Like these ducks were so cute, and it was just crazy. The fact that you could pull like all these strings and get like this crazy crap done. It was like really neat, you know?
It was amazing, yeah.
One of my favorite stories, one of my favorite items to do, my mom, who is really awesome, she has, as you guys know, she's in the hospital, like the weekend before this week, she was helping me with Gishwes, and at like 1 o'clock in the morning, we dressed her up as an adult baby, and we took her to 3 different fast food restaurants. The first time we went to Wendy's, and that didn't work because my cousin had told everyone what was going on. So it wasn't a surprise. Then we went to Taco Bell, and the lady at Taco Bell, like, she flipped out. But we couldn't use that footage because I didn't film it right, and it wouldn't have counted. So then we went to McDonald's, and the lady at McDonald's was such a pro. She looked at my mom, and then she looked back at us, and because we had asked her for extra napkins, and she was like, "Here are your napkins." And I was like, I remember just looking at her wide-eyed, my mouth hanging open. I was like, she had no reaction. It's like she had seen stuff like that all the time. And I was just like, oh my gosh, she is such a pro.
I actually saw the video. You have to show me.
Yeah, you should upload it.
I didn't see it.
Do you guys want to see the video?
I think so. Yeah, I mean it's like 30 seconds, guys. So
yeah, it's a 30-second video.
I won't have sound because I have the chat thingy muted unless you have it.
Oh well. Well, I'll reblog it onto the blog because we could talk about more supernatural stuff since.
Yeah. So let's talk about our expectations for season 9. Like, Izzy, what are your biggest hopes and expectations for season 9?
My biggest hopes are that we, as I think Carver, he said that it's going to be more character based. This season, season 9, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to sort of a change in dynamic between Sam and Dean. Like, I'm interested in that, and I'm interested in
Izzy?
Sorry? Yes.
Someone vanished or someone stopped talking.
Yeah, someone that wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was me.
Okay, well, okay, sorry.
It's good.
Okay, and I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do with Cass. What I've seen so far, I like. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm a bit sort of. Well, obviously, we don't know much about the overall plot at the moment of season 9, but I'm hoping it's good, and I'm hoping they don't just sort of rehash old foes like their big bad being Crowley and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm really hoping that they take this season, that they use this season, they use all the character development we got in 8. I'm really hoping they use it to explore Dean's sexuality. Like, that's one of my big things about season 9. I want season 9. I really would like to see them try to explore Dean's sexuality and maybe Castiel's, but I don't really know if Castiel's sexuality is going to be the thing he's worried about most this season.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that despite what we've heard in some of the interviews, that the writers really do show that Sam and Dean care about Cass to the point where he's not just some sort of angel. Yeah, that they've used to help. Because I know that in one interview Jensen said that because now that Cass doesn't have his powers, that they're going to sort of just not really worry too much about him. Because I think I heard Jensen say that in an interview. I think it was the Nerd HQ video, but I'm not sure. But I'm really hoping that just doesn't happen. Because I don't want Castiel to be a tool. And I don't want them to try and make Castiel back into the superpowered thing. I want them to really explore what's going to happen with Castiel now that he's a human. Now that he's not necessarily that character now he's not their like Deus Ex Machina. He's sort of just their friend now. And he needs and I want them to treat him like a friend and not as someone that they need.
Yeah, but the thing is, Cass is part of the family. You know, I think they consider him family. He's not just a tool.
Yeah, I agree with Tom in the chat saying that they were just downplaying it, and they just really can't reveal much yet. The thing is, Cass really can't be a tool anymore because he doesn't have these angelic powers.
He's a Winchester, damn it.
That's my other hope, that they give him the Winchester name, on a fake ID or something.
Oh god, yes. That would just be killer,
Izzy, that gives me so many feels, you don't even know. Just Castiel Winchester.
I can also...
happens, I will be okay.
Oh, my icy little heart.
I can also see why... I can also see Castiel sort of... He's going to be lost, and I really hope they explore that, because I really want Castiel to sort of go through this thing where he doesn't where he's completely alone. Because to me it's like this: angels, no matter what, 24/7, they've always got the voices of other angels in their head, and to me it gives them this sort of subconscious comfort And now not just Castiel, all of the angels, their brains are completely quiet. They are literally all to themselves. They can't. I don't think they're going to be able to hear anyone anymore because now there's no one to hear.
Yeah.
So I really want to see Castiel go through that sort of thing where it's just he's alone, and he's slowly realizing that he's alone. He doesn't have his brothers and sisters whispering in his ear anymore, no matter how against him that he actually was. He doesn't have that.
Yeah.
His mind is completely blank. So he's going to constantly try and surround himself with just people and things because he literally can't be alone. That's what I want to happen.
The thing is, Cass shows a lot of the characteristics of an extrovert, so I think that's also going to play into it. And just, that's why I really, really can't wait for the Dean and Cass and Sam reunion.
I'm really excited for this season just for Misha to portray like Castiel like in a sort of like a new light though, because he's powerless and he's human and everything, and just how that's gonna how that's gonna affect him, and how he's gonna interact with people, because I don't know, it's just he's gonna change a little bit, but it'll just be really cool to watch, like, him become more human and stuff, because he's a really loving, caring individual, and he likes helping people, and just to, you know what I mean, like with the baby, the lady with the baby and stuff, and he healed the baby, and you see he's like helping homeless people and giving people money and stuff. It's just so, it's so sweet,
Yeah, like Cass being nice to old ladies, small animals, and children is my biggest weakness.
He's gonna be such a wonderful, like, human being. It warms my heart. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and people in the chat are asking if I meant introvert, guys. No, I am of the firm opinion that Cass is more extroverted than introverted. Yeah. He is just not very obnoxious about it, but that's kind of a stereotype. But the point is that Cass very often aims to communicate. He is very open to it and often shows to be in need of it.
Yeah.
No matter what state he is in, he comes to talk to people, to communicate. The thing is, as an introverted person, I can tell you, there is a particular number of people I can handle a day. And if I don't have to, I don't want to. Not because I don't like people, but because when I talk to people, I kind of expand my energy on that. I spend energy on that instead of gaining it. And I feel that with Cass, he aims to communicate a lot, and that to me comes off as much more extroverted, which is why which is why Cass and Dean understand each other so well, because they both need that communication.
You know what? You know another thing I'm really kind of hoping for this season, and for some reason this is a totally terrible thing for someone to say if you're a Destiel shipper and you're and you want Ken and Destiel. I really want them to explore Sam and Castiel's friendship.
Yes,
I do.
I agree.
Yes.
Because see, sometimes when I say that, I hear people say, "No, Castiel needs to have more development with Dean." I was like, he can have development with Dean and Sam. I feel like a lot of things that goes on, you never really see. You see small glimpses of Sam and Castiel's relationship, but it's never actually explored. And I would really like to see that, just because it opened an entirely new dynamic, one that we kind of started to get in Season 4 and Season 5, but we never actually ended up getting it later because Jared's such a troll to Misha.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that it happens.
Yeah, and I think that Sam and Cass they sort of have sort of inherent similarities between them, with sort of their dealings with Dean and their how they've fallen down and they've done stuff wrong and they've made mistakes. I think they'd both benefit from that sort of closeness if they have it.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I really want to see that. next season. I want more Sam and Cass interaction because they get along really well and they, like they care about each other. It's not just Dean and Cass caring about each other, and Dean caring about Sam. Sam and Cass are friends too, and I don't know. That needs to be addressed a little more. I guess like it needs to be shown a bit more. I think just because it hasn't been a whole lot.
I mean, and I'm not saying, and a lot of people think when I say that when I bring that up or when other people bring that up, a lot of people automatically assume, oh, you obviously don't want to see more Dean and Cass develop. I'm like, no, that's not it. I want to see more because I feel like if Destiel becomes canon, then it'd be awesome to just see how that interaction too. Like it'd be nice to just see how Sam would sort of talk to Cass if Cass was with Dean, because there's always that sort of awkwardness whenever you're dealing with whoever your brother's dating, and it'd be nice and maybe if they were already friends, and maybe if that's already been explored and stated and just sort of shown, it would be less sort of strange. Do you guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like I've been rambling really bad this episode. But yeah, I feel like it'd just be nice for...
Okay, so like... Yeah. Alternatively, what are your biggest fears for Season 9, if for something that would just be an absolute no for you?
Going back to the codependent brothers thing, like no one else but us against the world type thing. That would, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And for them to well, I know we've gotten that sort of stuff from Misha saying that they're not actually going to play up on Cass's naivety as much for comic relief. But if they did that, I'd be very, very angry, and I'd write a strongly worded letter.
Yeah, in the very beginning, whenever they used to play off Cass and how he didn't know some stuff, it was really funny. But now I'm thinking, like, come on. First of all, Cass spent a long time on the run, barely using his powers, so I'm pretty sure he's had to learn how to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like we know he can get a bus on his own.
Yeah, and then you've got the fact that he has seriously watched humanity for like thousands of years.
Yeah, and I see people talking about him not being able to shower or sleep.
He's not an idiot.
Exactly.
He's not an idiot. I hate when people just like assume he is. Like he's been watching humanity for like thousands of years. He knows how things work.
Yeah, and even Dee brings up a good point. He spent a year being human. Mm-hmm. So I'm sort of just sitting here to people who think that for some reason Castiel is going to be this invalid person who has no idea how humanity works. He's literally fallen. And then after he was fallen, he spent most of his time on Earth helping the Winchesters. And then after that, he spent so much time on the run, completely not using his power so he wouldn't get tracked. He knows how shit works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's it's, I think, the best ways to think of Cass when it comes to things that he really legitimately, probably hasn't done before is, like, think of him as someone who has knowledge but doesn't have the experience. As in, he knows how stuff works, absolutely. It's just that the thing that may actually affect his actions is that there are things that he probably hasn't felt before, or things that he doesn't have the experience of doing. So I think with Cass is generally that perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I can see them playing off that, not to be funny, just to show that Castiel is learning. It's a lot different when you see someone go to a laundromat, and then when you actually have to go to a laundromat and do stuff yourself. Like an example, I've seen my mother do my laundry for, years. And now this year, I had to learn how to do my own laundry, and I didn't have any idea what the hell I was doing. I got the gist of what I was supposed to do, but then she had to come in here and talk me through it, step by step. Not because I didn't know how a freaking washer and dryer worked, not because I didn't know what fabric softener and stuff was, but because I never really knew I never really had that sort of experience with it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, like there's steps to do it, you know, and it's not like you were studying it. Like, you know, you like separates your lights and your darks, and then you put things in, and then you put your soap in and stuff, and depending on the machine, you know,
Ooh,
like it's not
like a total
using different washing machines and stuff. It is tricky sometimes. You know, it's not all.
Eric's saying a really good thing in the chat. He's there saying he's like an art history major. He knows a shit ton, but doesn't mean he can pick up a brush and paint. And oh my god, as someone who has watched art history majors suffer through drawing and painting classes for like years, yes, literally that. Because it's a person who knows everything about how to do the thing, but tries to do the thing and can't do the thing? Yeah.
The things I have seen people do with a lead pencil, like one of those, like a mechanical pencil, I always try. I remember when I was little, I used to get my little mechanical pencil. I'd go on, I'd watch like videos, or I'd go on tutorial websites, and people would be showing me how to do it. I'd try to do it, and I would fail miserably. Just because it's so different when you actually have to watch it and when you do it yourself. So yeah, that's what I think Castiel's problem is with stuff. It's not that he doesn't know, it's that he's never done it. So he's got to learn. He's not invalid. He's not an invalid.
He's not an invalid. He can dress himself. That's one thing I'm excited about is, you know, just seeing him. Seeing human cast like learn how to do like things like this and how to essentially survive.
Yeah.
I know.
For me, can I say there is a lot of stuff that not a lot, you know. I do absolutely agree with all the stuff you guys wouldn't want to see. For me, I will be honest, the ultimate source of possible annoyance is if this is not about season 9 specifically. This is about, say, the whole show from now on. That they have kind of a responsibility in portraying Cass's sexuality because, you know, it is if they end up kind of with all the possibilities they can take with him, because, I mean, he is a legit, you know, million-years-old being that has specifically said that he does not give two shits about sexuality, and if they would have him take a completely, like, your standard approach and just try to turn him into your standard het male character.
Yeah.
That would just... Oh, God. I am not going to expect anything amazing in that sense right away. I'm not even going to get super mad if, like, in season 9, things don't happen much in that direction. But the thing is, it does not take much to take him out of that standard frame. It literally does not take much to, like, for example, acknowledge the fact that he does not define attraction by gender. That's, like, so easy. You can have one verbal acknowledgement of that. If, okay, so even if you don't want to have him sleep with, you know, a guy, or maybe even, you know, sleep with, like, a non-binary person. Not that I'm actually hoping for that. That would be super cool, though. But, like, just, it's so easy to acknowledge that, and it wouldn't be in the slightest bit controversial, because, come on, for the love of God, it's Cass. Cass has said so much, he has said stuff in that sense. It's like, it's not even anything new for him. Just please don't turn him into a head dude, bro. I would be so ticked off.
Yeah. I mean, come on, guys. He lived almost his entire life as a wavelength. Mm-hmm. How is he going to have a specific gender preference? It makes no sense.
Yeah,
it makes absolutely no sense.
I mean, I would love to see a scene where, since Castiel has a human body, he sort of notices that he feels attraction, whether it be towards women or towards men or towards both. I would love to see a scene where he's realizing that his physical body is having this sort of attraction, and it's sort of new to him. Because, I mean, as much as people like to say it, I don't think Castiel has ever had any sort of actual physical want for anyone yet. Just because he spent all of his time as a wavelength, and his form of physical isn't the same as our form of physical. To me, for a long time, he's basically been almost asexual, just because. And I honestly don't think that angels really have that sort of sexuality. I mean, Balthazar and Gabriel, they it was almost like they sort of chose that they wanted to do this, like, because they knew how it felt. They knew it made them feel good. Like, I'm pretty sure Gabriel and Balthazar didn't just make, like, female models appear. It's just, for me...
Yeah, but at the same time, what about Nephilim? Like, they gotta appear from somewhere.
And yeah, like, it's... And with Tom, he got a boner while he was watching porn. That's one thing, and even then it was barely touched on, and he didn't really think about it. I feel like that sort of feeling is going to be much more intense now that he's human.
Yeah, I feel like all the attraction, well, I guess sort of attraction that he's experienced up till now would be his body, whereas now he is his body. It's a connection. It's going to be him feeling this attraction, not just his body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To me, it was affecting. It's like what Ari says in the chat right now. It was affecting his vessel, not him. Did you see his face whenever he got the freaking boner? He was just like, "Why is my vessel's penis standing up?"
Yeah. It was bewilderment.
And it was, and it's not that he didn't know what it was. It was just sort of like, well, that's there. Hi there.
Yeah.
I'm Cass. You must be Jimmy's penis.
Oh God. Oh Jimmy, no. Okay, no, but imagine if Cass finds out that it's quote unquote customary for men to talk to their penises and decides to give a name to this and discuss it with Dean.
What if he names his penis Kroll the Warrior King?
Oh God.
That's from a movie. I don't know if anyone knows, but that's from a movie.
Oh God.
Anyone who in the chat who guesses that movie will get like a special surprise from me in their ass box later in the week. So just think about that. If you can name that movie, I'll give you a special surprise. Anyways, we're veering off we're veering off the point, so we're going to go back onto that. I'm going to go back to the seriousness, and I'm going to just be like, I want Castiel's sexuality. I want to see scenes in the show where Castiel is realizing that he has attraction, and I would love it if he realizes that he has attraction towards people of basically all genders. But I'm not going to really get my hopes up because I have no idea. But I would really just like the writers to put that into their thoughts. Castiel's never had a real sort of attraction, and now that he's part of his body, and now that he is inside of his own body, the feeling of attraction is going to be so much more intense for him. It's going to be so new to him. Yeah. So I really want to see that. Okay, just really want to see it.
They are most likely going to showcase that.
Yeah, I mean, okay, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go on.
I lost my train of thought, and I was just about to say it, and then it left my brain. So you know what? I'm going to stop talking.
Okay, so, speaking of Season 9, guys, what are your takes on whether or not we'll get canon this season?
Nope.
From you, it's a no for all season.
If we do, I think it's going to be at the very end. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not going to... Because it needs time to build up and to be like a thing. Because, like, they've had so many years and they become best friends. It's not just going to, like, happen overnight. But I think if it would happen this season, it would be at the very end. They do like a finale thing. That would be the, oh my God, that would be so frustrating if that was like the finale end. I'd be like, what? You have to wait like a whole summer? Oh.
Oh God, yeah. What about you, Izzy?
I think if we were to get it explicitly, it would not be this season, but if we do get a season 10, it would probably be somewhere in the latter part of season 10, just because if it's going to be their last season, then they're not going to care a lot about ratings and stuff like that. So I think it would be easier for them to do it then.
Yeah, I feel like... I feel like with Canon Destiel, it's going to be pretty controversial if it happens. So I think, and the last thing that a show like Supernatural needs, a show that's literally brought itself out from obscurity again, the last thing they're going to want to do is completely veer a bunch of viewers away.
Yeah.
So really, I think they would need. Yeah, but I know what you've been doing, Sylvan. You've been doing people who have actually experienced it. And I feel like until the writers are sure that a lot of people are going to be okay with it, then they're not going to have it. If they happen to find that people would be okay with it, then we can make it canon now this season, then that would be awesome. But I have doubts that it would be this season. It would probably be next season or a later season.
I'm agreeing with Tom as always, who says in the chat, "Are you kidding? Controversy sells." Exactly, because my belief is that when Destiel becomes canon, what it's gonna do is it's gonna generate a lot of publicity, and the kind of audience that they would be most afraid to scared away has already left. I mean, come on, guys. After that church scene, do you really think that a lot of, like, conservative people would be like, oh yeah, Cass just literally killed a pastor in a church because the pastor was speaking against gay people? That's not controversial at all. I'm gonna keep watching.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah.
Destiel is
like the canon Destiel would be good for like the end of the season, just like to boost that like last bit, you know, and to get a couple more people like in watching it, being like, oh, what the hell is this? Like, you know, especially if they needed to be renewed for another for season 10.
Yeah, actually, this is another thing that I think of, is that Destiel would actually be, I think right now they are putting more eggs in the basket of Destiel boosting the ratings than lessening the ratings, because the nature of the audience is already such that it's actually more likely to raise the ratings, because...
Yeah, I don't think it would lower ratings. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't think...
only really be a handful of people that would honestly actually stop watching.
Yeah.
And those would be like the really, really homophobic people. But
yeah,
as a whole, I don't think it would hurt ratings.
Well, that's the thing though. I feel like when you're working on a TV show, that's something they really, really do have to worry about. And if you're going to do something like that, something really I can't even think of the word. Something really controversial. That's the word. There we go. Something really controversial like that, you have to think about everything. You have to be sure that it's not going to completely ruin your show. Because because when you work in an industry like that, you honestly have no idea what the audience is going to do. That you can have an audience say that they're going to react this way, or you can think an audience is going to react one way, and then they could completely throw you out of the loop, and they could completely change. So what I'm saying is, Destiel is a big thing, and it could piss off a lot of people, and I feel like that's one of the things that they really don't want to do, is just piss off a lot of people. A lot of people would also really like it. But there's also that people that they don't want to piss off. So that's what I'm saying.
Has this ever happened in the past, though, with the show?
Yeah. Firstly, that. And secondly, the thing is, it's not nearly as big of a thing right now as people think. It would be amazing. It would be super meaningful. It would be lovely representation-wise. But we are not in a stage anymore where queer characters in well-known TV shows are something unusual.
Yeah.
Because we have had literally every previous step. We have had a TV series that is specifically aimed towards the audience of queer people that has queer characters. We have had TV series that I'm talking about queer as folk mainly. We have had TV series that is aimed at an audience of likely queer people that has queer characters. I'm talking about Glee. Mm-hmm. We have had TV series, of which we have a good amount now, which are aimed at varied audiences and which have central queer characters, and I'm talking Spartacus, Shameless, Orange is the New Black, Orphan Black. There's a lot of good stuff right now in that sense. So for Supernatural to do this right now, this is why they're in a really kind of juicy position. the show has been running for a while, which makes it, if they do go through with it, kind of one of the front runners, even though the others are already doing this, because the characters have been around for a while.
Yeah.
So, like, if they go for it, they will still be like, yeah, we're one of the pioneers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, they're not really in a climate right now where it would be super controversial.
Well, I guess I worry about it a lot more than I should, just because, like, a lot of places here, it would be a pretty big controversial thing. Like, I know I guess I'm just going off of some of the stuff that I've heard some people say, not just here, but some people say online, and I guess I'm trying to really understand why they wouldn't do it, and that sort of just pops into my mind as to why they wouldn't do it. So I'm not trying to say that anything that I'm saying is right. I'm just saying it's sort of one of the reasons I think that it's not canon yet, you know?
I feel like over the whole fan base, which is actually quite large, that the people that would be against that is, again, a vocal minority.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, I know, but for me, sadly, it's the vocal minority that sort of people generally tend to listen to, which is really sad because you've got the majority that always stays quiet, and then you've got that stupid minority that's always yelling and angry about everything.
Well, yeah, Shannon, but the thing is, if they really did that, have you noticed that during Season 8 there was a lot of anger from that, kind of vocal minority part?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the thing is, ratings have really gone up, haven't they? That's because they did what a lot of people would like, and what a lot of people wanted, not what the minority that was loud.
Always angry about something.
Yeah. Everyone is all, like, someone is always going to be angry about something, and they're well aware of that. But,
you can't please everyone.
Yeah. The city that Destiel would generate would be worth so much. Like, seriously, so much.
Again, like, I'm only going by what I hear, and I guess that sort of puts me in a little bit of a bias, because it's hard for me to sort of realize, a lot of people really would like it, just because I'm so used to hearing the exact opposite and seeing the exact opposite, so I could be completely biased in everything that I say when it comes to that sense. So you guys are most likely very, very right, and I'm probably very, very wrong.
Yeah, and I feel like
it's just, you can't stay blind to the environment you're in, and if that environment happens to be a bit more negative towards it, it makes sense that would be reflected in your point of view.
Yeah, and can I just...
Sorry, go on, Izzy.
Okay, can I just say, on the flip side of that argument, there's also the idea that they have the opportunity to gain a lot of new viewers because of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's been one of the reasons why I thought the writers should make it canon. Because, one of my main examples for introducing a queer couple from a character that has already been straight in the past is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. Buffy the freaking Vampire Slayer. Joss Whedon. Just, oh my gosh. He turned Willow, he made Willow and Tara like one of the best couples I've ever seen on television, even though Willow went like batshit crazy in season 6.
Yeah. Did you see Tom's comment? It was like...
I did see Tom's comment, and that made me think about it.
Conservative as hell, casually queerphobic mom was major Buffy fan, and she was pissed about Willow hooking up with Tara, but she kept watching.
Yeah, and like the thing is, my parents are the exact opposite. A lot of what the stuff that I say is because a lot of people that I know have literally stopped. A lot of people here have literally stopped watching shows because of the gay. And I'm thinking that the gay is. And I'm thinking a lot of people down here must think the gay is bad. And a lot of the reason I say this stuff is because I forget that there's barely anyone down here. Like, they never really look at the sort of ratings that come from places like this, because generally they're always a small percentage of the actual people who watch the show. So I always forget about that, and I apologize if I sound so.
Yeah, I feel like there'd be some people too that would like continue watching just for the fact that they'd be like, oh my god, what's this? Like my ex-boyfriend Neil, like Supernatural. I'm not sure if he still watches it, but I feel like if Dean and Cass became a couple, he would be like, what? And he would keep watching,
Yeah.
He would just be like, he would tune in more, and he would have to like, I think it would intrigue some people. They'd be like, I need to see this. Like, what is?
Yeah. Like, the more I think about it, the more, like, people who are totally blindsided probably would keep on watching it just because they want to know how the hell it led up to this. And then I could totally see them having scenes in the show where they where, like, maybe Dean or Cass start talking about, like, moments when they sort of felt something. Like but then again, that probably won't happen because that's way too fluffy for this show. But still,
that'd be hilarious, like little flashback scenes, and the fans would be like, "We knew it."
Ooh, I can only imagine like Cass telling Dean about the one time he went to the store and threatened the cashier for pie.
Or watched him raking leaves. Let's not forget that.
Oh God.
So yeah, like I don't know what my views on it are anymore. So it's sort of just I don't know how people are going to react, and no one really knows exactly how people are going to react. But you guys are most likely right in that sense. I guess I'm just always sort of pessimistic about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because a lot of shows that I really, really like end up getting canceled for stupid reasons.
Yeah. It's also where you're living too, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
as I was saying in the chat, you should totally check out Jake Attiel's meta about TV ratings. Have you read it?
No, I have not.
I may have. I think I did.
Totally read it because she did an excellent analysis of the possibilities for TV ratings, STL-wise, and the economical side of it, everything. And it's brilliant, and as Tom points out, it's super encouraging.
And to, like, some people in here who, like, attempt to just believe everything that I say, even though I know that none of you probably do that. I am only 17 years old. I am by no means an expert in any of this, which is why, because as you can see, I've been really wrong on a lot of things. So just, because I know a few people, I had someone send me an anonymous message saying how they like to listen to me because they think that I am such an expert in everything. I'm not. So don't think I ever am. Just stop. Don't listen. Stop it. Right now.
Yeah. It's okay. Like, it's just, I feel like from like my perspective, like where, like I live in Canada and we're pretty good with like our, you know, marriage equality and like freedoms and free healthcare and stuff like that. So then when I think about stuff like this, I'm like, oh no, of course a show wouldn't lose ratings. Like, why would you stop, like, watching? Like, people aren't that homophobic, right? Like, and then I was like, oh yeah, of course, like there are some people like in the deep south, and you know, I don't think of that all the time.
And that's sort of what always sways me to that sort of other direction. Because here, like no one ever thinks it'll happen, but it's true. It happens all the time here. I hear people talking about it all the time. I've literally had someone who I talked to about Supernatural. They told me they stopped watching it because they felt like Dean was becoming too much of a queer, and I was like, oh, okay. Fine then. And see, that's the sort of thing that I think about, and that's the sort of thing that worries about, because it happens a lot more often than people would expect in places like this. And I'm not saying that it happens in everywhere down here, but it happens a lot. So that's sort of why I'm always so pessimistic about it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's my whole thing about it. So, do we have anything else that we want to talk about in our last 7 minutes?
I don't know. I just want to tell you, Shannon, I currently have 9.3k cookies per second.
To
my way up to a time machine.
To anyone who doesn't know what's going on with that, we're like everyone in this chat. Izzy, have you played it too?
I have, yes.
Everyone in this chat has played this cookie clicker thing.
Yeah.
And this cookie clicker thing is so freaking addictive.
It's
consuming your life.
I've been playing the whole time.
Oh, it's not letting me copy anything.
Now I'm really craving chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah. The cookie game, it just consumes your life.
I've been keeping it running the entire chat, and I've been spending things every so often. So I currently have over 2 billion cookies with almost 2 million per second, and I've been playing it since this morning. So that's how we here at Profound Radio spend our time.
I just running while I go to work for like 5 hours. I have it so like I have like an even number of things. Like I have 35 cursors, 35 grandmas, 35 farms. I have 25 factories, 25 mines, 25 shipments. I'm working my alchemy lab up to like 20 and then to 25.
But
17 alchemy labs. Yeah.
The message in the game for me just says it's time to stop playing now. And yeah.
Okay, I think we got like one or two things that really were, we got one thing that was interesting. Apparently there's a Super Hulock comic, and it's supposed to be amazing and deserves to be talked about a lot. Could someone please link me to the Super Hulock comic, because I will totally read it, and I will totally talk about it next week.
Yeah, someone needs to link me.
And then we have someone who whispered in my ear, to those of you who didn't know, the book of Point Pleasant is available September 7th, if I didn't already know the exact date, so there you go. Another Anon was like, waiting for the bus in the rain, waiting for the bus in the rain. So, there we go.
Follow her on Twitter, what the hell?
So that's what we got. To any of you, someone please send me a link to the Super Hulock comic, because now I really want to read it. And if I don't, if you guys don't send it to me, I'll ask the person who asked the question to send it to me, and I will link it on the blog later. But yeah, we've currently got 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to see my watermelon dress?
Oh, yeah. Sure, you can start pulling up. You can pull up your stuff, and my stuff, Alicia's stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, get the nudge.
Show my ducks. You need to show. Do you have the picture of my ducks?
I think it's on the team.
Oh, it's on the Tumblr.
Yeah, it's on the team Tumblr.
Yeah.
Okay,
they're so cute.
First, I'll show them my dress though, because it's the first thing that I found.
Yeah. And if you can, show the nun.
Show the nun? Okay. I'm just going to scroll through the group Tumblr.
Yeah.
What are they saying? What are you guys saying? Do they see it?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was so hard. Okay, I'm going to scroll past it now. This is some of Danny's stuff. We're just going to keep on scrolling. There's salad. I think that's Danny again. Is it?
I don't see it moving.
No, it's just
me.
stuck.
What do you mean it's stuck?
Oh no, it's moving now.
Yeah, it's lagged.
Okay, it's lagging.
And now we've got someone who did, I don't know, we're going to be showing, oh, no. Fuck.
No.
I scrolled past something I wasn't supposed to. Oh, we have, let me see. Oh, the ducks. Found the ducks. Okay, the ducks.
Ducks.
Wait in the bus. We're gonna make this place.
I don't see the ducks.
They're going to. It's lagged. You've got to.
It's really lagging. I want to see my ducks. Oh, they're so cute. One of my favorite things was I was really worried the ducks were gonna like run around and fall off the chair. That's why you can see my foot in the picture. And my friend Raven was taking the picture because I was like ready to catch them, but I put them on there and they just sat right down and just cuddled up together. It was like so perfect. I'm like, I love you.
Here are my.
One is like poking his head down, and the one like yellow one is walking around. I'm like, no, sit down. Actually, that yellow one walked to the edge of the seat and managed to like wedge himself between the seat and the armrest.
Okay, this is the last item I'm probably going to show you on the thing because we've got like a minute left. But these are my helium pants. They are very cheaply done because I did them right after I finished doing my robot suit. They are helium atoms made from styrofoam balls and duct tape and paint and wire, and they are on pants. Therefore, they are literally helium pants. So that was my big creative thing for this. So I was very proud of that when I thought of that idea during chorus at school. I was like, oh yeah, I don't have to blow up helium pants. So those are some Gishwest items. We're going to reblog the other ones whenever we end, which is about now, since it is currently 4 o'clock.
Guys, if you want to see my stuff, all my stuff is in the Gishwest tag on my blog, just in case.
Yeah, we have there's Gishwest stuff all over each of our blogs except for Izzy's, because she wasn't our thing. And I don't know if Alicia has any on hers. Do you have any on yours, Alicia?
I don't think I did, but I can post some.
Oh, well, Alicia might have some stuff on her blog later, but as usual, she's Canadian, so you can't really expect her to do much. I'm just kidding.
Wait, what are you insinuating? You want to start a fight? You want to do this, Shannon? I will fight you.
Bring it on. You can kill me with that Canadian kindness. Anyways.
Okay. Yeah.
We're going to leave.
Anyway,
we're going to leave.
Izzy, thank you so much for being with us today. It was really great having you.
It was great having you here, Izzy.
It was wonderful.
You should come back during the actual show so we can discuss things that happen in the show. So you can laugh at everyone crying because of all the angst.
Yeah. I'm up for that.
Okay, so it was...
Yeah.
It was, I lost my train of thought. It's been a great show with you guys. That was what I was going to say. I don't know where that came from. Awesome. We love every single one of you for watching.
Can I just be creepy for a second? Because I'm looking at Izzy's picture and you're super cute. Oh my god.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry, but I get it's just cute overload. Seriously.
Thank you.
I enjoyed this. It was a good time.
I enjoyed it.
Great talking with you, Izzy.
To everyone who's actually worried, I don't actually hate Canadian people. So don't think that I do. I just tease Alicia, because Mapal isn't here. I don't have anyone else to tease. So
South Park makes fun of everyone equally.
I just get really angry. I'm just a really angry Canadian.
Okay.
What?
So we're gonna go. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Say bye, Alicia. Stop yelling.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. We love you.
Guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.